Hello, and I'm Karen Delfo, and I'm just going to let you know what we did last weekend with our third International Water Center Alumni Network Strategic Planning. This was held in Brisbane, and a lot of people are saying, how did it go? And this video is to let you know what we did, what emerged, and what's going to happen next. So I just want to kick off by thanking everybody who came and participated, the board of our organization, as well as Pete and Phil and Mark Pasco, and also all the IWC alumni who came to our workshop. It was really great to have everybody a part of this. The first thing that we did was we looked at the other strategic planning sessions that we had had to date. We looked at what happened in 2012 in particular, because there was some pretty great work that took place. And this is what we call the brain diagram, and it really outlined what we stand for and really what we want to achieve. So there's these key elements of being a community of practice, sharing and creating knowledge, and allowing for the emergence of innovation. And the mechanisms by which we do that are through leadership and professional development, by engaging integrated water management practitioners and IWC students and alumni. We also revisited our why statement, which is something that we developed in 2017 at our second strategic planning session. I have them kind of stated here, and I'll read through them really quickly. But what we've really realized is that there's too many words, and it doesn't entirely speak to what we're looking to achieve. We believe that radically shifting the current structure of work, of roles and responsibilities, of individuals and teams, and enabling new ways of working collaboratively is at the heart of managing water to achieve sustainable development goals. ICAN supports its members to recognize, unlock, and realize their own potential, applying their skills and passions to make a difference to the way water is managed, locally and globally, both as individuals, teams, and organizations. And this second sentence really resonated with us, but the first one, it just didn't quite make sense for what we were really thinking about. So we've decided we want to revisit this. We want to make sure that it's a little punchier and that it represents, in a sense, really what we're trying to do. We looked at these three domains of interest: foundation, connection, and influencing. And we said, maybe we've done some good job in the foundation section, a little bit of work in the influencing, but where we've fallen down is our connection. And that is the renewed emphasis of what we're going to be doing moving forward. So we looked at the foundations. We are basically an effective organization in terms of being structured legally. We have financial independence, we have professional capacity, and we have organizational identity and brand. In terms of influencing, we've been running the Kinney Initiative with the Australian Water Partnership since 2016. We have interviews with water professionals, many of whom are alumni. With IRPA, the Emerging River Professionals Award is a program that we ran with the IRF, and we supported emerging professionals, and all of this has allowed to generate a base income. In terms of connection, we're not doing enough, and we recognize that, and members from here on forward really need to be front and center. So what does that look like? We need to reach out more to our community of practice. We need to raise awareness of who we are and how we can help IWC professionals, starting from the very beginning of the master's program, maybe even developing a bit of a pamphlet and more onboarding materials for people who are just kicking off with a master's. We need to use a variety of platforms to reach our diverse audience as well, and we need to develop a communication strategy. So that is coming down the pipes, and I'll share it with you all as it gets developed in the very near term. We need to better balance income-generating activities with activating our network. We definitely need to build up our capacity as an organization to extend our reach, because me as a one-day-a-week person is not really doing everything that we want to do in terms of connection. We need to enable IWC professionals to unlock their potential and be able to make a difference, and do so through connecting with others and continued learning. And we need to go back to our storytelling roots. What are our successes, challenges, and inspiration? We need good stories. There's a lot of amazing work that's happening within the network, and we need to make sure we share that. Saturday afternoon and evening, we did the World Cafe Session 2. We had a barbecue, and so we're eating a bit, we're chatting a bit, we had some questions that we posed. We explored the issues, opportunities, and challenges, and what role ICAN could play in these, in terms of coordination and sharing as a professional network, enhancing local capacity, and we talked about the idea of knowledge vignettes. that we can share at the right time. The third session of the World Cafe was looking at what is success and how ICAN can support that success. And there was a lot of really great ideas that came out of that, sharing the profile with the network, well-defined and time-bound activities. So people want to get involved, but they want to be involved for short term, for really effective efforts, not just on and on and on with no end and not really knowing exactly where they fit in. So we need an agile network of professionals working collectively. We talked about participating through topics and designed engagement, volunteer teams around topics, showcasing specific topics, and having both face-to-face and online opportunities for connection. That was the end of day one, and day one was a long day for all of us. A great day, but a long day, a lot of discussion. The next day was Sunday morning, and we called it the renewing of the wedding vows. Now, this is not me. This is Phil, who's an external consultant who we've brought in to really help us get back on track in a sense. And Phil helped us, and he helped us to understand how our organizations could better work together, how we could collaborate, how our efforts can complement each other, and also differentiating our organizations. So ICAN is aiming to undertake and activate our conference of parties, our community of practice network, and to provide a bit more matchmaking. And we talked about establishing an MOU. And Phil is an expert in rebranding, and he's helped us go through a process of understanding what our membership and even what we think about our organization, and really raised a lot of red flags that we started to address during the session. Part of that is going to be the potential of changing our name. Phil has told us that, and we all agree, that the alumni network sounds like a social club, and it makes us act like a social club, and we are not really a social club. We are a professional network. We also had a session with Mark where we tried to understand the IWC ecosystem and to figure out, how ICAN fits in with that. And it really helped us to understand where the IWC was at, how it was functioning, because a lot has changed over the last 10 years. And Mark was very open and transparent about sharing all the different partners that they're now working with, the different kinds of work that they're doing, the project work that they're doing. It was very revealing to us, and I think it's important that we keep these channels of communication open so that we know our priorities and what we're up to. And then Sunday afternoon, we started to do a risk assessment, and there was a crazy hailstorm that came. After these 2 days of heat, there were chunks of ice falling out of the sky. It was really loud, but it was a really good framing for talking about risks. What are the risks to the project? And you don't anticipate a hailstorm after you've had 35-degree weather, but there you go. We came up with a risk matrix. We're happy to share that with people who would be interested. I think we will be doing that in the future. And we realized that we're not going to get all the way to the end of this process just in 1-2 days. We need more time. So we've made a commitment to do strategic planning again in February. And this is what our kind of outcomes and next steps look like. We are going to launch a IWC ICAN collaboration. Our entire focus is now shifting to membership and the alumni. We're going to need a new name because we are more than a social club, and we'd love to hear ideas. We'd love for people to engage with us on what that new name would be. And we are going to do another session of strategic planning at the end of January or beginning of February next year. And I would like to invite all of you to come and join us if you can, either online or in person. It will be in Brisbane. And with that, I just really want to give a big thank you to everybody who participated in person or in line. It is a community, and we are a network, and if we're not all engaged in this process, we're not going to get there. So it's important that we get your feedback on what we've done so far with this, and also some of the other communications outputs that you'll be coming across in the next couple of weeks. Engage with us. Let us know what you think. Let us know where you think we should go and how we can support you in achieving our mission and you doing your work. With that, thank you, and there will be more soon. So what do? We had a World Cafe session, and we had our AGM. So we approved our annual report. That will be going up on the website momentarily within the next few days, so by the end of November for sure. We had a guest speaker, Pete Filet, who shared his knowledge on communities of practice and how to activate networks, and really engage with us as an organization in terms of just doing little things like this video, like other videos, just communicating with everybody and getting things out there. We explored how knowledge can support these needs, how ICANN can help meet them by promoting ICANN and its purpose as an organization. We need to coordinate, we need to collect data on the members and the people who are a part of our network, and we need to build some capacity. We would really like to focus more on career guidance and mentoring, and of course storytelling and inspiration, and we're looking at doing some asset mapping within our network to understand where our strengths and weaknesses are and how we can build our board and how we can better engage people by understanding them a bit more. And I have to tell you, it was really hot. I don't know what the February weather is doing, but it's come to visit us in November. And today, as I'm recording this, it's going to reach, something like 49 degrees in South Australia. So there's also that element of a changing world, a changing climate that needs to fit into all of this.